Hey everybody, Rick Berube here for another Facebook Live. Today you just have me. How lucky could you be? All right, here you go. We'll make everything. I'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip your waiters and waitresses. All right, today I want to talk about the questions I get all the time about, while I'm coaching. Tell me about the market, Rick. You've been doing this for 38 years. Tell me about the market. And I always go, okay, so I'll tell you a little about the market, but let me start with this. It doesn't matter. You can do well in real estate. You can, you can't buy into all the stuff that's going on out there. Plus, hey, look, the market recovered. Stock market's up 850 points today, okay? So now it's only about 10, 15% away from the peak where it was before. But that's getting better. So that'll affect, the upper end people that use the stock money market money and so forth. But there's all kinds of good stuff going on. And there's a couple little things that aren't that great. But it's really, in the big scheme of things, it's a very healthy market, okay? So the market itself is, here's what won't go away no matter what happens in the next 5 or 6 years. And even Dave Ramsey, Mr. Have No Debt, says, buy the house. It's my Dave Ramsey. It's my Southern accent. Buy the house. He says, refinance later instead of refinance. But I love Dave. What's his name again? Whatever his name is. You guys get the point. He talks about, lowering your debts and so forth. But he's saying buy the house right now because even with the interest rates high, Dave Ramsey is his name, it's still a great time to buy. Okay? So because in the last 15 years, we've only built about 25% of the homes as a country as the 15 years prior. So if you have all the people that want to buy a house or can buy a house versus the amount of housing we have a housing shortage. So the old supply and demand thing will kick back in as it did right after COVID as well when the interest rates start coming down. And the stock market's going up because the inflation report was a little better. Okay, so that's good. So all that's good stuff. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. Look, if I'm talking to buyers today, first off, there's absolutely nothing wrong with somebody wanting to wait. It depends why, but wanting to wait and buying next year or whatever. If it makes more sense for them, don't push people into what they don't want to do. You just push them away by doing that, right? So why would I want to buy today? That's what somebody asked me. Okay, I'm a first-time home buyer, Rick. I'm a second-time home buyer. Why would you buy today? Well, okay, so a year ago, I was up against 14 people. I had to overpay. Sometimes you weren't even getting an answer. Your buyers were getting very frustrated. Some of them even started blaming you, right? Now I can go out. If I'm looking for a personal residence right now, it could be like a little eye of the storm, meaning that it's calm a little bit right now because of the interest rates. But, I can pick the house I want. I can have a home inspection. I can have an appraisal done. I can even get the seller to do things on my home inspection, okay, which I couldn't do a year ago. All right. And I get to pick the house I want. Now, when COVID was happening, they've interviewed people since COVID, and 65% of people that bought a home feel like they were rushed. They feel like they compromised. They didn't get exactly what they wanted. Okay, so they settled in some cases, right? So now you can pick the exact house you want. Okay, it's probably going to be a 2-step process, right? So meaning that you're going to refinance later. But look, buy the house you want, get the stuff done you want, and you can even get the seller to contribute to buying down your rate. So it's a really good time to buy. Now look you try that and none of that makes sense to them. Okay, they have to be one of the masses. And that's very popular. It's very common today. So you just follow up with them as the interest rates get better. When they're comfortable, they can buy. But you can, when you share the truth with people, you can get them to see that now is an incredible time to buy. Okay, so that's buyers. That's my quick explanation. Sellers. Why is it a great time if I'm a seller? It is a great time if you're a seller. If you've owned the home for 3 or 4 years, it's gone up 50%, not 60%. Like that Redfin piece of paper you have, that you printed out of the computer 6 months ago, or your Zillow's estimate. Okay, but it's gone up 50%. So when you go over, congratulations, Paul, your home has gone up 50% since you've owned it. Okay, but not 60 like everybody else who has their home in the market. So we're going to put your home at 50. It's going to look even better, and your home's going to sell, and all the other people are going to help you sell your home, right? So but a lot of agents are afraid to tell them that. No. They want what it was worth. Okay, 6 months ago. Okay, well then fly against the Earth's rotation like Superman and turn back time. But you can't do that. So you have to go with what's available today, which is you have to go with today's numbers. Okay, don't be in denial. Remember, denial, not just a river in Egypt. Okay, so so that's my, and if they've been in a home 7 or 8 years, congratulations, your home has doubled in value. Okay, someone asked me, well, what you're saying is tell them not to be greedy, but how do you do that nicely? No, you just tell them. If you're not greedy, you'll do incredibly well. Greedy never works well. I know it's a cool line from the movie when Michael, what's his name, is holding that phone with the brick phone. Remember those? Greed is good. It's usually not good, by the way, and it's not good in this market. If you just look at think about the return on investment you just got. 50% return on an investment, that's on your house, not the money you put into it. The money you put into it, if you figure that out, it'd be off the charts, even if you put 20, 30% down. It's still 5, 6, 7, 12 times your money. That's damn good. Okay, so don't be greedy. You'll do incredibly well. That's how I would deal with sellers today. No, I don't have to sell and I want to wait. Okay, then let's wait. Or let somebody else. The biggest frustration I have in my coaching right now is people going, my listings aren't selling. Nothing's selling. That's not true, because this year is about 75% the pace it was last year. So don't tell yourself that. That's an excuse to be lazy. Oh, well, I can't do anything. And no, get price reductions. But even more importantly, all right, get price reductions from your current inventory. But even more importantly, tell them the truth up front, even if you don't get the listing. That's better. Let someone else be the bad guy. Okay, then why would you want to be the bad guy? One thing I learned early on is there's only one thing worse than having no business, and that's having listings that won't sell. Because it eats your time up, it sucks the life out of you, and you don't want to be there. Okay, so how do you maximize this market? Well, to me, it's about your habits. What are your habits? I know a little book called Success is a Verb, shameless plug. Okay, that's all I talk about. All right, it says, back when Aristotle and as a man doeth, all that stuff is so true. You are what you do, meaning that and if I have certain goals and I have certain things I want to achieve in my life, health, family, business, I have to decide what those activities are to get there and then spend the time to create the habit. So now it becomes a habit. It's unconscious to me. I'm doing these things every day, talking to people, whatever lead sources you want, social media, doing the videos. You just have to commit to the habit. Okay. And once you have the habit, and some of you will take 3 weeks, 21 days to create a habit. Well, I must be a slow learner because it takes me about 45 to 60 days to really ingrain a habit. Whatever your number is, it's probably not more than 60 to 90 days, but it could be anywhere between 30, 60, 90 days. Just commit to the time to create the new habit. Then you create new neural pathways in your brain. Your brain stops fighting you at an unconscious level. And now it's easier to do these. And every day you do them, it becomes actually even easier. Then you get to a certain point, even if it's prospecting and working out, that if you don't do it, you'll miss it. Okay, so that's good. And then you start getting the return that you want on your time. Okay, so that to me is the most important. Create the habits. It's very simple. All right, so you're in an incredible market historically. I know the last 2-3 years you've been spoiled. Okay, well, Fantasyland's over. It's back to reality. Although Fantasyland could return, because remember, as interest rates go down, there's a lot of people on the sidelines. We could have a spark. I would be telling my buyers that. You have an opportunity right now. You really do. To get the house you want. All right, and not compete. All right, have stuff done, buy the rate down. There's all kinds of stuff you can do right now. So it is a great time to buy, in my opinion. If I was buying my personal residence, if I wanted to upgrade, size, grade, downgrade, I would be doing it right now. It's a great time. And sellers cannot complain on the return they've gotten on the last few years. So it's how you present it. All right. I hope you start doing the things you need to do right now so you get into the pace you need to be so you have the year you want to have next year. And also finish strong this year. Remember, the holidays are coming. Like Thanksgiving is a holiday. Christmas is a holiday. It's not a holiday week. It's not a holiday month. It's a holiday. So decide what days you're going to work and take off and then work the rest of them. Follow your plan. Okay, we'll do this again next week. Thank you very much for your time.